Greetings. This is Arvette McLean with Speak, the Universe Listens. New ways to view age-old challenges. Change your thoughts, change your life. Step into the bigness of you. Greetings and welcome to today's episode of Speak, the Universe Listens. And today's topic is life is what you make it. And I have Teron joining me, Rodney, and Stephen. How are y'all today?
Good.
Good. So it's actually good to be back together because we actually haven't recorded since November? Yeah, so it's great to be back together today. So I like this topic that you've chosen for today, Teron. You want to tell us about it?
Yeah, so life is what you make it. Meaning, I think we're all given the different opportunity to create our own paradigms. And so this is an episode kind of about learning how to challenge yourself into flipping normal situations and thinking about them differently. Like a perfect example is always like, if somebody loses a job, instead of feeling like they lost the opportunity, they can feel like, hey, I've gained the opportunity to pause, take a break, and figure out what path I truly want to go on. And it was situations like that that kind of made me think of this topic. Honestly.
Was there anything in particular that made you?
Honestly, I was like frustrated with a certain task or whatever, and I was like, all right, I need to get this one assignment done for my job, and I just couldn't get it done or whatever. And I was like, well, then I got pulled from the assignment, so I felt like it was a personal, judgment on my work. But then I immediately flipped my thinking to, well, no, they just wanted somebody who, wanted to have a little more time to shine in that area, and they wanted me to focus my talents here, elsewhere instead. And that's how I kind of got over that situation. But I think all the time, I always go through life, and it's just different things that happen. I'm like, all right, well, what can I do to feel differently about this? Like my car breaks down, how can I feel differently about this? Maybe I give the car a little more love, and then maybe I think, oh, well, I've been wanting a new car anyway, so why not?
I'm thinking about your topic. For me, I would say it makes me think about the time in my life as to where I just stopped caring about what everybody else thought I should do, how I should be, and I really just did me. For once in my life, I did me, and it actually felt good. But I was a little hesitant about it because at that time I was just people's pleasing everybody, So that's one thing. I overcame that little hurdle in my life. So I was like, I did. I was like, yeah, I'm living my life. You can't go back there.
Yeah, I think so often, I think when we hit things that feel like a struggle or feel like a roadblock, it's so easy to focus on the negative. But I found just in doing this podcast with y'all that the minute you stop and you try to think of anything positive towards it, the situation instantly becomes just a little better even. So your car might have broken down or whatever, and it's like, dang, like my car broke down. But you find any bit of positivity, and it's like, all right, well now I can spend more time with my cousin who's going to give me rides to work. Or now I get to have better conversations with my little brother because I've been wondering what he's been up to in life or whatever. But at the same time, we're living our own circles. But now I need a ride, so we got more time to talk.
I like it.
Yeah, I like to like situations like that. How you was talking about just thinking of anything positive. I like to when after you get all whatever out. I like to look at it like this happened for me, not to me, and that kind of changes my whole mood about it because I'm almost like, well, something good coming out of this, or something is going to shape out of this because it's happening for me.
I think, man, that's how I look at a lot of situations now too. I look at it as to where I'm taking something from it, so I shouldn't look at it in a bad way. Like even though it might feel bad at that moment, I might be cussing and upset and just looking at it in a positive sense. You know, what am I going to gain from the situation?
I think it's so easy to, when you feel like something's going wrong, to get more into it with the negative, like that, like you want to be angry, you want to, keep going, like blaming something or this and that. It's so easy to do those things, and we so comfortable doing those things instead of stopping, like, hold on, I'm gonna make it out of this like I do everything else, So, and it's happening for me, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
But it's good though too that you sit back and you feel what you feel at that moment, even if it's negative, just letting it out, just get it out your system instead of following, your emotions and negativity in, because then it's like what you just said, you want to continuously be thinking about, just keep on feeding that negative aspect of it, and when you letting it out, eventually you like, okay, all right, it's out. I feel better now, okay, let's get on focus, let's concentrate on something positive.
I also think, like when you feeding it, like when you think something go wrong, you feeding that negativity. I feel like it's also more of a setback and more of a distraction. Because if your car break down, I'm gonna keep on talking about how my car broke down, or I'm gonna, put some light on getting it fixed and put some energy on that and focusing on what I want to happen with my car or how I want to feel about it.
I've been there with the car.
Everybody been there with the car.
And like I think when we talk about topics like this, they can be so general in a sense, and even though I feel like everything Joe have said is so on point, and I feel like I don't need to add anything at all to it. But the only thing that I do want to highlight is, like, a lot of times we think we're already doing that, but there's always another level to it. And so maybe with the big things, like, we remember to stop and say, this is happening for me with the big things, but then sometimes with the everyday things or the common things, we can forget to say that. And I was messing with Stephen one day because Stephen had made a post on Facebook, and he said something like, it was a picture of a gas tank. And he was like, basically it was like $84 to fill his truck up. And so he put a post like this, almost brought tears to my eyes. So I was like, well, hopefully happy tears. And the thing is, we can flip everything around. Like, everything has a silver line and a golden line into it if you just take the time to look. And one thing that I've been noticing in my life lately, and I'm really being intentional about noticing it, is that when things go wrong, like you said, I'll harp on that. Like, that's not right, that needs to be fixed, but really, it's 99% of stuff is gone right. And it's only that one little thing that's wrong, and that's what I focus on. And so, back to what Stephen was saying, like, that hurt his pocket. That his bills was hurt that day about that gas. But if you think about all the things, I'm gonna let Stephen tell you some of the benefits too. Some of the ways you can flip something like that around. When you get a bill in the mail, electric bill is high. Like, what can you do to flip that instead of saying, oh my goodness, man, I gotta come up with the money for this? What can you do? What can you say?
Sure, when you look at it like, I'm glad you said that too, because I was talking to a family member about that. I'm like, I look at things like bills. Sometimes when they complain about bills, I complain about that $84. But even so, though, I look at it like, I'm making enough money to be able to, I'm able to sit back and pay my bills, able to have the things that I have. So when those times come, I have those little moments. That's how I sort of flip it around, instead of looking at it in the sense of like, dang, I have to pay this, pay that. Look at it like, hey, you know what? I'm able to pay things. I'm able to have, this apartment. I'm able to have this Mercedes Benz or whatever the case may be. So I think that's another way to look at it.
Yeah, I was thinking about bills the other day, and I was like, man, I hate bills. And I was like, but if I didn't have bills, at this moment, I wouldn't have this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or I wouldn't be able to enjoy this car, this house, whatever.
Right.
So I was thinking about that. But I did want to touch on what you said about how we forget with the everyday things. Like I'm somebody who cannot go to bed early. I try, I can't go to bed early for some reason. But I gotta wake up every day early. So every day, Lord, I hate it. But I'm like, I woke up today, and I get to wake up and go about my day and handle business, and like I get the opportunity to do that. And those things I forget about because I'm tired.
I was like that. She reminded me too when she said, when she commented on my post, I was like, I gotta love you. I said, just let me feel this. Let me go ahead and feel this.
That's because me and Teron, we be talking all day, sending out little stuff to each other.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't be trying to hit it, I need you to be here with me. I need you to feel how I'm feeling right now. I'm trying to hear positive stuff, change my thinking.
That's exactly what it is.
And then about 15, 20 minutes later, I be like, yeah, you're right. Like it was one time I was talking to him, and I was like, it was something, I forgot what it was about, but it was like, I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna do that anyway. And he was like, well, that's how you want to feel about it. And I was like, you right. Yeah, I get it. All right.
And I was thinking about, I think I was sharing this with Rodney, like I was eating a salad and it had something on it that didn't taste good to me. And I was like, oh, this don't taste good. Why did they put this on the salad? Or whatever. And then me being intentional about deciding how everything in my life is going. I flipped it and I was like, I started thinking about, because the salad, I bought the salad, like I didn't make it. So I bought the salad so it came in like a plastic bowl. So I was like, I wonder who made this bowl, And then I was thinking like, somebody grew this lettuce and somebody grew these cucumbers and somebody had the cow, milked the cow, that this cheese. So I was just starting to feel appreciation for just so many people and so many processes that took place in order for me to be enjoying what I considered a simple bowl of salad with one ingredient that I didn't like. So I've been intentional since this year has rolled in, intentionally in my life, flipping everything. Every time I find something negative, instead of me harping on that, just flipping it to, oh my gosh, like, who thought of this? This was a genius to come up with this,
That's crazy you said that because not too long ago you was telling us like, we want abundance. Like, look at the things around you and like, just by simply recognizing these things. Mm-hmm. So like, I be riding now and I, just, how you riding along, your mind be everywhere or whatever. And so I just be like, hey, it's an abundance of trees like on the highway, like it's an abundance of road. Like somebody really made this road this long. Like how did they do that? Like so I just started noticing little things and using it as for me to recognize the abundance in it.
I think about that too, like when I think about my abundance and just overall wealth. I have one friend, I have a beautiful daughter, I have a career that I actually like. So I try to, every day remind myself, like when I get up in the morning and I'm driving, get ready to head out or do a job, I always tell myself I'm abundant, I am wealthy, everything I say, I start with I am, because it makes me look at it like, okay, I am this, and my feelings, my overall emotions just makes me feel good for the whole entire day. I said, I am gonna have an awesome day today. 9 times out of 10, my day is it's good. It's good.
Yeah, and I was just it's actually wild. I was just talking to a friend, and they were telling me like, yeah, well, you know, I gotta focus on this part of my passion. But they do like arts. They're in the arts world or whatever. So they're like, yeah, well, you know, sometimes I just want to just do my art and then I have to deal with the clients or whatever. And I was like, yeah, but you know, it's also a blessing in being able to have all those different experiences with all the different people. I was like, you are blessed to be able to get everybody's story every day. So every day you have a new source of entertainment. I just think finding little things like that to be appreciative for is important. Way to flip your thinking.
I think, like this topic, life is what you make it. I think that means to me is really what you focus on. You know, like that's what makes it. That's what makes your life. What you put your focus on. So, you know, when you start to put your focus on more things that's positive, more things you want, that's going to appear in your life. So that's the life. Like that's what you make in your life. So I think, what is it that saying mean to you?
I like the way you just
Mhm.
put it. Now,
That is it. Oh, I mean, I can say that for me, the intention, you know, every day. What's my intention? Where am I putting it at? Knowing what it is that I want for myself, and with that attention, just making it happen, and not allowing distractions, sort of, because it's very easy to get distracted when you have intentions set on something, especially if it's something positive. It's very easy to get distracted, but just making sure that I know what it is that I want, staying in it, and just go.
Yeah, I think if I had to give a definition to follow up with both of those great ones, it would just be life is what you make it. To me, it's kind of just like a simple reminder that I get to create everything that I want. And so if I'm ever feeling something that I don't like to feel, it's a reminder that, okay, you don't have to feel this. You can create whatever you want to feel.
Like,
So I enjoyed this topic. Good one, Teron. You want to close us out?
Yeah, I guess just in short, you know, life is what you make it. So whenever you're having like a tough day, just remember that your thinking can actually switch it to a great day. And as everybody here often says, you know, nothing's usually difficult unless you say it is. So that's always something to keep into mind.
Awesome. Thank you guys for joining me.
Thank you.
And thank you guys for joining us. And we look forward to chatting with you again next week. Until then, this is our dad.
this is Steve.
Right.
Toronto.